In today's video, we're going to go through the Thrive theme options and the different things that you can do in Thrive. I am an affiliate of Thrive, and below in my description area, I do have my link there if you want to check it out. You can also check, there's a lot of, you can get on their email list. I will tell you their newsletter is the best newsletter. It's one of the only ones that I read that I get in my inbox. It's full of really great information, and I really enjoy all of the trainings that I get. Now, I will make a caveat here. I do own a virtual assistant company, and I no longer do except for my design. So when I still build some websites and I do the design, but all of the back end things I have trained my tech VA to do. So I don't go into this part of the site that often. So if things have moved around since the last time I was there, and I click on something and it's not what I think it is, I apologize about that ahead of time. But I have an entire VA team that does all of the tasks for our clients. And when someone orders a full website design from me, then the VAs have their part to do, and I only do the design. And if I'm paid to do the copy, I do the copy. So right now we're in our WordPress dashboard, and we clicked on this Thrive dashboard right here. In the last video, I showed you how you install a Thrive and a lot of other things about WordPress that are very important for you to know before you get to this step. So if you haven't watched that one, please go back and watch it. So there is a series, and I have them all numbered. So in front of the title, to make it easy for you, I put 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, etc. So that's how you can see where in the series you are. So in case they get mixed up on your YouTube saved list or however you're viewing YouTube, that will help you to understand. It doesn't help me at all for my SEO on YouTube, but that's not the point of it. You can't do everything to get new viewers. You want the viewers that you already have, your subscribers that you already have, to be happy on YouTube. So this is the best way that I could do this to make sure that you can stay and keep in line with each step of the way. So now we're here and I'm going to be moving this, and I'm sorry if I'm trying to move my little window around. It's hard for me sometimes to see here on my screen when my eCam is like right in front of there. This is Thrive. The first one we see here is Thrive Optimize, and this is where you can test 2 or more variations of a page. I don't suggest you to do that until you have a significant traffic that you can test. Otherwise, it really doesn't do you a whole lot of good. This next one, Thrive Architect, this is where you're going to be where we work most of the time. So this is where you create all your landing pages, the funnels, your home pages. About all of the design goes in Thrive Architect. So that obviously has to be a part of your website here and be activated. And if you click on these 3 little buttons up here, you'll see one for support and one for tutorials. They have excellent tutorials teaching you each step of the way what to do. The next one here is Thrive Theme, and this is a fully customizable front-end theme and template editing for WordPress. So you pick one of the themes just so that you can have a quote-unquote theme on your website, but you're going to do all the work in Thrive Architect. And I'm going to show you how you create your landing page in Thrive Architect. A lot of times I don't even like to use a theme. I just pick the theme just so that WordPress is happy that there's a theme. But then I go in and change everything out for the way that I want the layout to be. The next one is Thrive Ovation. This is a testimonial plugin. This is so cool. You can add this to your site and ask your clients to come and leave reviews right on your website. This is going to help you with traffic. It's going to help you with SEO. It's going to help you with EEAT, especially if you're in the YMYL space, like real estate agents, e-commerce people selling anything like supplements or skincare, food, anything that Google considers that could hurt your health or your finances. So pretty much everything, even pets are now in that space because people care about their pets and they spend a lot of money on their pets these days. So Google has put all the pet sites, all the pet niches into the YMYL space, expecting you to have really good EEAT. So if you don't know what that is, I have links to videos in my description where you can watch the videos that go over that. And I do go over another one, and I'm going to be doing another one once I finish the about page for one of my clients. We're going to show her about page and how we're establishing EAT on that page, as well as you're going to see how I do it here on this website. Because remember, this website is Utah Valley Real Estate, and this one is our test site, our case study. And remember, I'm also doing an e-commerce case study as well, but she's going to be on Shopify. All right, so then we're going to go here further down, and we have some more features. This is your user access manager, accessing permissions. You have your API connections. This is where you're going to do your reCAPTCHA, where you set up your emails, how you connect to your email marketing system, things like that. Then we have this Retina icons. This is really cool because you can add icons in the Thrive icon manager, and no matter how big or small you make that icon, the Retina scaling will still stay the same. So you'll still get the high quality. General settings, this is very important. We're going to go through and do that next. And then you have analytics and scripts. This is where you add your Google Analytics codes and any other Facebook pixels, anything else that you need, and you want to track any other kind of tracking scripts you may have. Then the next one is says Smart Site. This is different kind of values throughout the site that you can say one thing and it'll apply across the site. Your WordPress login screen. So let's say you are a course creator and you're going to have people log in because you can create courses in Thrive. And let's say that you are going to have them log into their account. Well, you can make that WordPress login screen really nice and pretty and visually design it so that you can say, hey, welcome back to your class, and make it all pretty and match your branding and everything instead of the regular WordPress login, okay? Coming soon mode, a lot of people use this. I don't, because I feel that Google needs to be crawling your website all the time. And when you do that coming soon, you're signaling that you don't want it to be crawled. That's one of the worst things you can do for SEO. Design packs. If you're doing different Thrive Suite designs on other sites, let's say I made one because I did make other ones, but I'm not going to duplicate them. But let's just say I wanted to. So I moved here from Wellington, Florida, and I had a Thrive website in Wellington, Florida. It was a luxury and horse market, not really fitting for where I am right now as far as the aesthetics and everything go. So it would be just too much to change. So I'm not going to save it, but I could save all of those designs I made there, the templates, the landing pages, even the content. And then I can basically, it's like cloning it. You import it right into here and then you can put it right into your content. Pretty cool. Project Lightspeed. This is where you check. This is where you can check your speed settings. Work on that. You have your global elements. This is really important. This is where you create and manage your templates, symbols, headers, and footers. So if you create a global footer, it's going to apply across every single page on your website and you don't have to repeat it. Same thing with your header. If you do a menu bar, you don't have to change it. You set it as a global setting, and then no matter what page you land on your website, you'll see the same thing. And then also when you go into, let's say you decide you did it all in black and you didn't like the black, so you want to go back and change it to blue. The really cool thing about global elements is you can go back into the global elements, change that color black to blue, and it will apply all across at the same time. You don't have to worry about going page to page. That's a really, really good feature. The next one is you can also receive notifications, set up your notifications, so that way Thrive can let you know when there's something wrong with your website. And that's a pretty cool tool too. We don't use that because we use WordPress. I use Manage WordPress to manage all of our websites. And so I get all my and I explained that in one of the other prior videos. So if you can watch all my videos, you'll know more about Manage WordPress. All right, so now that's where we're at right now. That's going through. The other thing, they also have light boxes. So let me see if I think I pulled one up. So on light boxes, you can create a light box. So you always want to launch with art. You always want to click on this Launch Thrive Architect. And so once I click that, and let me go back out, then I'm going to have this element here, drag and drop. And all I have to do is click on these elements over here and drag in the text that I want there, sample. I better remember to go and erase all these. And then let's just say I want to bring in an image, and I put an image here and insert that image. I don't think they probably have some. Nope, there's not even any templated ones, okay, etc. So you can just build this out. And what a Thrive box does is it sits over your content. Let's say you're trying to force somebody to opt in to something, or let's say you have gated content and they land on this page, and then this box will pop up and say, give me your email address in order for you to continue on, or whatever. You can do all kinds of things. You could have them enter for a contest or to see their secret results behind this, and everything behind it can be blurred out. It's pretty cool, but yet they can still see that there's something there. So anyway, that's a really cool, we're going to leave this page here. That's a really cool feature. Now, we're going to click, if you click on the theme options, there's 4 themes to choose from, which doesn't really matter. I already picked one, and so this is why this shows up. So now your theme builder wizard is in here, and you can upload your all this other kind of stuff too in here. But I like to do this. We do this in our global settings, so we're not going to do it here right now. So now what we're going to do is we'll close out of that, and then we're going to go here to pages, and I want to show you some. Wait. There was something else I needed to show you. Oh, we have to go back to, okay. We got to go back to the dashboard, and we have to set up our general settings. So you're going to click on here, and there's not a lot to do here, but it's very important. You're going to put your Facebook ID here, any admins that's new, and your Disqus, if you have a Disqus. If you're on Disqus, I don't know why, because people usually don't use that. They should change that. It's been put in that it should be Discord. A lot of people have Discord communities, and that's kind of like the future for private communities. They automatically check off, help us improve, by sharing data. I always do that because I know it helps their developers. But you want to definitely check this disable all Google fonts loaded by Thrive on your website, because the problem with that is that it's going to slow down your website. It's like 43% slower when you have Google fonts loaded. But we're going to leave it here for right this minute, only because I'm designing the website. Once I design and I have set in the global settings the font that I want, then we can come in here and delete all the other fonts. Otherwise, all the Google fonts are loaded onto your website anytime someone clicks on your website. Most people don't realize this, and most websites do this on default. And then here you always want to check off this load videos for compatibility with lazy loading and the GDPR compliance plugin. So that you always want to do these lazy loading, because what happens with lazy loading is when someone comes to your website, they want it really fast. And so it's going to feed up for them really fast, but then the elements that take longer to load will not start loading. So Google won't count that against you, and they don't start loading until the person gets to that point on the page. This saves a lot of time, makes your page speed a lot faster, and Google won't give you that bad score for being too slow. So that helps with those things. So I wanted to make sure you were aware of those. That was another really important thing. So we're going to go back here to the Thrive dashboard, and we're going to come down here to global elements, and we're going to click on manage global elements. Now, this is something that you kind of want to start to do before, or at least that they're all there. So let's just say we're going to go to headers, and this login menu that I have, this is what it's going to look like. Or I can do the shapeshift one whichever one I want. And I usually pick the shapeshift header. So what we're going to do is we're just going to edit that, or you can create a new one. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to go ahead and click this one. And now this will apply across all my pages. So it says I can choose a ready-made design, which is really cool. So I can choose one of these from the theme. And what does this one look like? I'm not sure. Oh, I just say got it. Okay. And here is your menu. So I can create my menu here and my call to action, whatever I want, right? And this one will expand to the full width of whatever theme we're working with. And then I'm going to put my logo there. I don't have my logo yet, so it's one of the things on my list to do. I have it. And it's not on this computer, but I will upload it here, and then we'll put it into the WordPress library. But there's a whole process, which I'm going to have another video on, how to SEO optimize your images. And you have to do all those before you even put them on your website. So That can be a very time consuming task. I always assign that to my virtual assistants to do that. There's no sense in me spending my time doing that at the rate that I would need to charge, let's say, a client to do that. That would be outrageous for them to pay my rate just to optimize their SEO images, especially since we have people on staff who can do it for a fraction of that cost. So here you would add this, and you could add whatever you want, because always remember, on the right side here of your Thrive panel, you click this plus button, and all of your things that you can do pop up. So you can set up your breadcrumbs, you can do calendar, you can do dynamic style, text, image, button, columns, background section, content boxes, click to tweet, content reveal, countdown evergreen. Those are so cool. I do countdown evergreen all the time when I launch courses, and you only have a certain amount of time to do something. And what happens with your countdown evergreen is that whatever person comes to your website, they're going to come to your website, and it's going to know, your website's going to know that they came here. Let's say today is June 1st. So they came on June 1st, and they have, let's just say they have 10 days. So they come back on June 9th, and guess what? It'll say 1 day. So it knows. But if a new person comes, then it's going to say 10 days. It's going to say however many days is left, right? So it's pretty cool. Then after that, we have custom HTML you can do. You can set up the credit cards, custom menus, discuss comments, Facebook comments you can import, divider. You can do your Google Map, which I highly recommend, especially if you're in real estate or any kind of local service business. Here's your icons we were talking about. Here's a progress bar. Let's say you set up a quiz and you want them to have to go through like 3 or 4 steps. The progress bar, you can set it up to show them where they are in the progress. Really cool feature. Works really well with humans. People love to have something finished. So this is one of the very underutilized elements that people use on websites. But a progress bar is so cool because it attracts the human brain so much that they don't want to leave your website until they've completed the entire process. Then we have social shares, where you can share on social follows, star ratings. That's another really cool one that I like to use. Styled lists, amazing. Let me just show you what this looks like. If you open up styled lists, you can make these however you want. So you have your elements, and you can make these, change your icon, and you can choose any of these. Isn't that cool? And it's so simple. Let's say it's we're real estate. So let's find a house. I think we can even search, but it's hard with me to see when I have my filming screen in front of me. There's a place to search. Oh gosh. Okay. Can I not see it? Oh, here we go. It's up here. House. Let's do house. And now we can pick one of these houses. And let's just say, oh, and here, really cool for bullets. Oh, this is cool. So let's just say we want to select that one. And there it is, number 1. And then we can change this one to the number 2 and number 3. You see that? It really is really, really, I really like this feature. So that's, you can do all kinds, and then you can also group style. So you can set these so that every time you can save this as a template. So let's just say, we're going to click here so that all of these show up. I want all, not the header. I just want the styled list. Sometimes it's tricky. So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to click this. Oh no, it didn't do it. Okay, so I just copied it. See how you can just copy these lists like this? Isn't that cool? So that's another really cool feature. You can also drag them where you want. Like, see, I can make it go below there. So I can change them. I can make them into columns. There's a lot I can do. But the other thing, and the reason I couldn't, so let me just show you here. I keep moving myself out of the way. It's so annoying. Maybe I can make my box smaller. Okay, maybe that's better. Let me see if I can work with that. So the reason why I couldn't save these, let me just show you. You have to put everything into a box in order to save it. So in order to create a template from it. So, and we need to do it in, I think I missed it here. Background section or content box. So I think it's like, so we're going to take this content box, put it below the styled sentence. See there, styled section. And now we have a box. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in that styled list again. Actually, I'll show you another way we can do that. So I'm going to just take my styled list right here. Let me make sure I got all of them. It's not letting me. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it and stick it inside the box. See, now it's in the box. Now let's see if we can create a template from it. It's still not letting me create a template from it. I must be in a, I'm editing the header. See, I told you I don't do this whole. So we're going to delete that. But anyway, I should have showed you that in the about page or something else. But I just get excited because there's so many cool things to do in here. All right, so that's your header. So I can't create that header that way because I'm in the global settings. I forgot. Sorry. All right, so now you're gonna set up that header. Then you're gonna go back and you always want to click here down here on your left. You see here down here where I have my mouse, save work. Always save your work. That's so important. I'm not gonna save this right now. I'm going to get out of this global settings. I'm going to have my Tech VA set up all my global settings for me. And you click on footers and you do the same thing for the footers. You can click it. You can create whatever you want. And then you're going to have symbols and blocks. This is really cool. You can create a new one and you can call an add symbol to a category, save and edit with architect. There's so many things. And then that you can always go. And when you click on the symbols over there on the right-hand side, like I showed you, those will pull up then for you. So you'll know that those were yours that you created. It's so neat. All right, so we're going to go back. That's our global settings that we're going to get set up. We're going to come back here and Thrive Architect is already installed on the site and I already picked the theme. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'm going to leave this page here. Just trying to get out so we don't have a slowing down here. And I'm going to come back over here and come back over to WordPress admin. I'm going to log in and now I'm going to go to pages. So if you didn't watch how I set up the pages, you need to go back and find that tutorial. And that's all of the tutorials are listed in my description area. And they're also listed under business strategies on my channel. And it's the first featured my first featured block, I believe it is. That might be my chat GPT. I'm trying to remember now. But anyway, I have one whole block with just all of these kind of trainings. So you're going to want to go there and find the one about how to create your pages in the menu for WordPress, because you got to do that. Now I'm going to click here and we already set up the pages. So you saw how I did that. And now I have my pages, remember? So we're only starting with these right now. We haven't done our SEO yet. So I haven't done the main for this site, the main real estate topic, and then the silos and all of that. We're going to get to that. I always start with the about page. And I know that sounds funny. I never start. The home page is usually the last thing I design. The most important page on your website is your about page. If you want to learn more about that, then go follow and go watch my EEAT video. So important. You have to establish EEAT, which is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And those are what the Google reviewers look at, and they have a set of guidelines that they're teaching the algorithm to follow. You don't actually have a human looking at your website because there's millions of websites being made every day. So it's just a bunch of little robots that do this, and they don't have any feelings. So they don't look at you and go, oh, I really like that story. I think you're human. It doesn't work that way. So here's on our about page is where we can really establish our authoritativeness, our trustworthiness, and all of that. The second most visited page on a website, and that's the most visited web page on the website. It's not the most landed on, because most people make the mistake of when they set up their website and they do their SEO, they get very strong on their homepage, which is not the page you want people to land on. You want people to land on the pages that have call to actions. So you want them to land on your articles, your posts, your blogs. That's what you want them to land on, or your offers, or your ebooks, or whatever it is, right? If they land on your homepage, they leave very quickly, number one. And it's not that great. Google does expect it to be SEO'd really well. But when people land there, they don't tend to stay on a homepage. And the pages that they're going to go click to are the about page and the testimonial page. So after the about page, then we take a little break and we work on our disclaimers. So we do our disclaimers, our privacy, and oops, I'm missing one. Our terms of service. Okay, so I have to add my terms of service. So we have disclaimers, privacy policy, and these are, you see these little lines here? They are set up as a child under content. And I think I showed you that when we did the setup pages in that video. Your homepage is your front page, and your blog is going to be your posts page. But we want our blog to run down our homepage. So we're going to have to pull in our posts into that homepage, and we'll work on that later. So then after the about page and those are done, then I want to do testimonials, and then I do contact, then I set up the blog. I don't write anything on it yet. And then I do work on the homepage, and then we start writing our articles for a blog. So we don't have to do all the SEO. It depends on the niche you're in. But for real estate agents, we don't have to do all of the research right away, because I already know what the topic is. I have been doing real estate for over 40 years. That's over 4 decades. And I've been doing websites since 2006. So I know what I'm doing. And a lot of the websites I've done have been for realtors. And of course, I've owned a real estate company, and I am I'm in charge of a real estate team currently. So I have a lot of experience with marketing in the real estate niche. And so I already basically know what the keywords are. I'm very intuitive when it comes to keywords, and I know what the search is going to be. I know that certain keywords, Zillow is going to be on the top no matter what I do, so there's no point in going after those keywords. And we're going to have another session on how we should choose when we should write with keywords that are very competitive when we know we'll never win them. There is a time and a place for that, but in the beginning, we don't want to do that. But we still have to have the structure set up. So that's the part that we're going to work on in another session. I'm going to show you how to set up the structure of the site. So these pages that you see right here are the basic pages. And then we're going to set up a page that's going to have a layout of the county and then the cities and then the neighborhoods, but those will be connected with the blog. So there'll be categories on the blog. And you have to have at least 10 articles in a category in order for you to set up a category, or Google will not count you as relevant at all. You will gain no what Google calls topical relevance. They want your site to be relevant to the topic that the person's searching, so that they have a good user experience, because that's what Google cares about. The better the user experience, the more money they make from their ads. So that's how that works. All right. So now that we've gone through all of the thrives and everything, this video, I can't even tell how long these videos are when I do this. That's the part that's so annoying, because I don't want you to have to stay for an hour to learn how to do one thing. So I think what I'm going to do now, since we went through everything on Thrive, that we're going to start working on the about page on a separate video. I think that would be better, because that way, if you want, let's say you're setting everything up and you don't want to listen, you already know all the stuff we know up to this point. And then you say, okay, but I forgot what I needed to do about the about page. So then you can just come and look for that video training on the about pages. So I think that's how we're going to do it today. I don't see a timer. I always forget to set one and I don't believe my eCam shows a timer while it shows after the video stopped, but I haven't seen unless you guys know, any of you that use eCam, if you could tell me, where do I see on the eCam screen that I'm circling around here? You can't see this part, but where on the eCam screen can I see the duration, how long the video has been going? Anyway, if you know that, leave me a comment. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, set up that notification so you don't miss these tutorial trainings. So I really like doing these for you. If there's anything specific that you want to learn about, I don't mean just WordPress, but if there is, then just let me know. If I don't know the answer, my VAs, all my virtual assistants certainly know. We have a whole tech department. We have a posting department who knows how to post everything correctly on your blog. We have an SEO department. I'm the teacher of the SEO department, so I'm going to know all of the information about SEO. So any questions that you have or any specific tutorials you want me to do, it can be about branding, about social media, Facebook, SEO, blogging, creating good habits, whatever it is, how to manage your time, how to outsource to the VAs, any of those kinds of questions. I cover those kinds of topics on my YouTube channel. So until next time, we'll say goodbye for now.